For my gourmand lovers, I hope we all enjoy this particular scent profile because the House of Montale has put out a fragrance that has chocolate in it. Now this fragrance has been out for a while, but truth be told, haven't smelled it, don't know anything about the fragrance, but just having the name Chocolate Greedy in the title definitely gives me a bit of a curiosity to see if this joint is absolutely delicious. Let's roll my music so we can check out some chocolate greediness.
We're all alone, yeah, for some friends from the south side. In case you cared, out of all your friends, I want to be Cuba.
Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. It's your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. Montale Chocolate Greedy. Chocolate Greedy. There was another content creator. I don't remember who off rip. Was it Big Beard or somebody I heard mention this particular fragrance in the past, maybe a couple of years ago. I don't know particularly when this released, but when I saw chocolate, like I love a dark chocolate or a nice bitter chocolate scent profile, maybe blended with like some patchouli or something, really hits a certain note that I truly enjoy. And I like me some nice gourmand fragrances. Let's keep it a buck. So Chocolate Greedy came up in the conversation. I bagged this one up off Max Aroma. They didn't send it to me. I did purchase this particular fragrance, and I was curious to know how chocolatey and how greedy are we gonna get up in this, because Cuba is the queen of greed, and I wanna make sure that this is sexy. Now, honestly, this is the same 100 ml as my other Montale fragrances, but for some particular reason, this one feels a little bit heavier than usual. Very, I don't know, feels like denser in weight. Very unusual, but let's spray this puppy and see how good this chocolate greedy bitch be. Let's go right up on here. We got 2 sprays of that Montale Chocolate Greedy. I'm assuming it's gonna smell chocolatey, and I'm assuming it's gonna be performing incredible, but let's check it out. Oh, that is chocolate for sure. That is, whoa. That is like Nestle Quick on steroids mixed with a bitter chocolate and a nuttiness, like some heavy ground up nuts in this fragrance. There's a deep, rich chocolatey vibe. It's like you took all the erotic chocolates from the Swiss Alps and just puts it up in this bitch. It has a very unusual sex appeal about it. I do feel that it does have patchouli in it. There's chocolatiness, there's nuttiness, there's multiple types of chocolate. I feel like semi-sweet, slightly bitter. It's got some smoky, ground up nut kind of situation. I feel patchouli-ish vibes. Not much of a fresh component that I'm getting off the test strip, but I'm gonna have to pop this joint on the wrist and see what's what. Let's see if this Chocolate Greedy does anything really delicious off of my skin. But it's a very interesting, slightly sexy off the test strip, but we'll see off the actual skin. Definitely way better off the skin. You still get that multiple chocolate nuance. There's also a sweet element there. There's some peculiar freshness there. I can't pinpoint what specifically it is. It's kind of on the bitter note. I don't know if it's like a raspberry kind of note. Some fruity component that has some bitter element to it. It still has that nuttiness, that shaved nuttiness. Still got smoky, crackling. Again, semi-sweet, bitter chocolate as well. It's got some darkness, it has some richness. It feels like you're at Baskin-Robbins type place and he's really picking out not only scoops of chocolate, but the chocolate with nuts in it and some powdered chocolate, like high-end powdered chocolate, maybe a little Godiva action, putting it in the blender and slapping frappe to make some beautiful concoction with some sort of bright element in there. But to be honest with you, I'm feeling that there's a little bit of a Haagen-Dazs almond vanilla ice cream. Like that's one of my favorites. I'm kind of boring when it comes to the ice cream space, but the Haagen-Dazs almond vanilla joint, it smells like that. I get that almond nuttiness and I get a little bit of chocolatey and vanilla vibe, but the more that it dries down, I get this Haagen-Dazs kind of almondy vanilla. But let's look up some notes. Come on, son, this is what I'm talking about. So it's cacao, vanilla, tonka bean, coffee, dried fruit, and bitter orange. I pinpoint every single one of those notes. It's rare that Fragrantica is on point, but in this particular case, I agree. I get multiple different cacao versions. I get, again, bitter, semi-sweet, a dark chocolate. I get the vanilla and nuttiness. There's no nuttiness listed here per se, but there is absolutely a nuttiness involved here. Think of Haagen-Dazs almond vanilla ice cream. That's what I'm getting there. There's a creamy element. You definitely get the coffee ground kind of scent profile. Tonka bean is present. That dried fruit component is that element of slight sweetness that I'm getting. And along with that bitter orange is probably where I was confusing that raspberry type note because of the sweetness and sour vibe. It's a very interesting and kind of attractive scent profile, honestly. There is a level of mysteriousness in this particular fragrance, but I can see that it would have some selective variants and it would be very different on multiple people. This is a fragrance that truly has to settle on the skin to really figure out how it's going to develop with your particular skin chemistry. Now on my skin, the opening felt a little bit all over the place, mid and dry down. It absolutely starts to make sense. It starts to dry down to its actual formulation based on my skin chemistry. And I truly enjoy it only on this mid and dry down portion. The opening is still trying to figure itself out, but it's a very, very interesting and unique scent profile that I could definitely see it being selective, but the ones who rock this joint will truly enjoy it. I would rate this particular Montale fragrance of chocolate greedy. I'll give this joint like a 6.9. It's very nice off of my skin, mid and dry down hits the point. The name totally accentuates what it is, and I would give it a ball spray. I mean, who doesn't want chocolatey nuts, right? And I mean like actual chocolate nuts, not like chocolate nuts. I love y'all mother suckers from the heart. Let me know what you think of chocolate greedy, and do you find this to be like a sexy scent profile for a date? I'll see y'all snitches next time. You know who it is, biggest in the game. Smooches.
What's fresh? Who's best? One of them's gonna pass the test. For the fly gun holder, money folder, molar roller, star tag when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would